We have time, which is presence and self-awareness. We have seeds, new ideas, hope, open-mindedness. And then we have moon, phases, cycles, and intuition. And I was talking about on my TikTok how I feel like we're going through this time where like we're transitioning from, you know, hot to colder weather, but the weather's still pretty decent outside, but it's getting a bit colder. And I've started to feel super like, oh, I want to make soups, I want to eat more soups, I just want warm foods, you know, going into this end of the year and the cold and stuff. And that's just what I really want. And as I'm giving this message, I'm like, okay, I'm picking up time for presence and self-awareness, as in like this is a time where you're probably reflecting a lot, you're doing a lot of introspection, presence, you're focusing on the present. I kept also feeling this energy of, I just want to take today 1 minute at a time. Just allow the time to go and be. And time represents, with its sharp sense, time tells you to be in the moment and pay attention to the state of your mind, body, and spirit. In green witchcraft, we rely on herbs to help ground us. The time card is asking you to be present and self-aware. It may be time to take an inventory of how you feel with all the presence, pretense, wishful thinking, and illusion stripped away. You evaluated yourself honestly. Take note of areas that sting or hurt and what feels good to understanding, and remember that feelings are not actions. It takes strength and effort to stay present in your life. And each of these cards are going to have a reflection question, so I'm just going to say what this one is. Have you been fully present in your daily life? If not, what steps can you take to change this? So like, what are some things that you can do to be more present in your life, and what are some ways you can make that happen? And when I was talking about being present and that self-awareness, that introspection, like that's exactly what this card is saying. Like, the time is to keep you grounded. This is also a good time to continue being able to ground yourself by going outside. This is a really good time to also just be in tune with yourself, be in tune with your energy, your emotions. As I'm going through this boundaries workbook that I have started, and I'm already on chapter 4, you know, getting ready to start chapter 4 next, but I've done the first 3 journal prompts and stuff and read the first 3 chapters, I have noticed how it's, you know, changed my life in certain ways. Like, I am doing this work to figure out this self-awareness within myself so I can figure out where I need to work on problems and stuff. And see, this is what I'm saying. This energy of like, this is a time for you to be present more with yourself. This is a time to just be within yourself. So this is a time to really take your time and focus on you and what is to come. Okay, so this is going to be a whole freaking video. I'm just separating it so that I can edit it. Okay, so for seeds, we have new ideas, hope, and open-mindedness. With this card, when I was doing the TikTok, I was talking about how this card is making me feel like not only is there about to be a lot of new things coming in, but this is a time to allow new ideas to come up. This is a good time to have hope and be open and mindful. This is a time to be very like open to the possibilities of things changing, things being different. This is what you could be stepping into now. If you feel like you only resonate to one specific oracle card, or you feel like you somehow relate to the whole entire message in general, just let me know what you think. And with the seeds, when I was reading this message, it just seemed so perfect. So I was like, we have the time, we have the seeds, we have the moon phases, and I was like, there's this energy of like, we're focusing on ourselves, we're going into hermit mode, we're focusing on ourselves, we're doing the work, we're doing the journaling, we're doing the workbooks, we're doing the reading, we're doing the therapy, we're doing what needs to be done, and we're changing the course and the cycle of our whole entire present and future. Because when I was looking at like this little thing, I was like, I just keep feeling the cycle of life, the energy of life, that this is what, is happening. A seed contains the blueprint for an entirely new plant, a future living thing. It is a miracle that something so small holds the key to new life. There is so much potential within a seed. In fact, planting a seed is the act of hope. It's the first step in project undertaken, trusting that in the future you will actualize your dream. However, there's work ahead. If the seed sprouts, it will need care and attention to maximize its potential. You will need to nourish it, help it grow. The seed card tells you that there is something worth your time, that it is waiting to be recognized. Be open to your messages nature has for you. Don't immediately dismiss ideas as far-fetched or impossible. Give them consideration. There may be something to learn. Now here's the reflection question. When are you thinking about new ideas or new projects? What do you want to achieve? So this is really, like I said, cycle of life, circle of life. This is a time to really focus on your goals, because I kept seeing a lot of people on TikTok, winter arc. And I was like, let me look into it. I've never looked into this before. I'm slowly getting back into my witchcraft. So what does this represent? What does this mean? So when I was looking at what that meant, I was like, okay, that makes sense. That's a time where everybody is trying to go through changes and stuff, and people are setting their goals before, the new year actually starts. They're getting ahead of everybody. And when I saw that, I was like, okay. That makes so much sense. I really like that energy. So that's what we're going into. That the way that life is changing. This is a time for you to focus on you. You are literally this gem who is growing. I feel that this is somebody who has made progress in their life, progress within breaking cycles, breaking generation, whether it's breaking curses or generations or certain patterns that happen within your family, like whatever it is you're doing that you are changing, that you are not doing based on what you have done in the past, is actually working and doing you a lot of favors. That's the energy I'm picking up. And I think in the first half of the video I was talking about the boundaries workbook and how I'm learning about what boundaries are and what they mean and how I can use that in my everyday life. And then I was like, wow, that's so interesting. I'm now 3 chapters in, and I am just astonished about how simple and easy it can be to do these things. And going through the book is really easy and simple, and I'm just kind of here like, that's actually really crazy. Like, I didn't even think of that. And like, wow. And also it's helping me understand that I have to go within myself, which is what the time was saying, to understand what the energy is out here. So this is what is being told, is like, you have to focus on yourself and all of your issues. Work on your own toxic issues in order to work out the toxic issues that you keep attracting into your life. That's what I'm picking up on at the moment. And then with the moon, the phases, the cycle, the intuition, this is a time where you might feel like super connected to the moon. I literally was just looking at the moon the other day, and I was connecting to it, and on my calendar back here I was like, let's see how connected we really are to the moon phases as human beings. And I have been feeling so connected to these moon phases. I have been feeling all these ups and downs and weird energies and stuff, and like, yes, I'm pregnant, but besides that, I have been feeling like I am so much more in tune because I am pregnant. Like, that's what I've been feeling. So if you feel like you're going through phases and cycles in your life, like things are ending, old phases are ending for these new phases to come into your life, your intuition is literally guiding you and telling you where you're supposed to be going in the first place. And I have literally the moon phases everywhere. I have moon phase tattoo right here, one here on the back, both of these right now. Okay, so the pale glowing moon is visible at different degrees throughout the monthly cycle. Even though its appearance changes, the moon is always present. Take solace in knowing nature is always there for you. The waxing and waning of the moons remind you that nothing is static and that change is both inevitable and healthy. You just may not be able to see it all the time. The phases of the moon represent various energies as manifested in growth and retreat cycle of nature itself. Nothing is ever at standstill in the nature world, and though you may find you retreat into yourself and other times you reach outwards for help, the moon card asks you to trust what your intuition tells you to. Do you tend to withdraw when overwhelmed, or do you reach out for help? So this is a card that's literally asking you, like I was talking about the in and out, this is a card where you're supposed to focus on you and everything going on internal, all your issues. You are being pushed to break these toxic cycles, these toxic energies. You are literally not supposed to repeat the same toxic energies that you have, seen in the past by other people, family members, etc. So if you feel like you have an issue with somebody and you do not feel like you can speak with that person, there is something internal that needs to be worked on. And I 100% resonate with this because I have some issues that I need to work on. And when I'm thinking about this, I'm thinking about the fact that there's this internal energy that's saying, let's focus on me, what's going on here, and why do I feel this way about this person? And then I write it out and I understand it, and I'm like, oh, I feel that way because of that. So this is not only a time to be asking for help, but this is also a time to go within yourself for help as well. So you need to find this balance, and we are in Libra season, so this is a time to find that balance as well while in Libra season, because Libra is all about balance, and you need to be able to find balance within your everyday life so that your world balances out. So that is the message. I hope you enjoyed. I know this is a little bit long, but I just really needed to get more out there because I felt like this was for a collective of people who needed to hear this. So I hope you enjoyed. I'll see y'all later.